I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Everyone has a story, and this is mine. I remind myself of Adam, who, though he lived in the paradise of God, in the garden of God, he found himself hiding from the voice of God, whom he had been fellowshipping with. God sought him out, confronted him with his sin, and then forgave him and covered him with the pelts, the skins of innocent animals. I remind myself of Jonah, who ran from the call of God and then discovered that you cannot run away from God, and that trying to run away from God is a downhill proposition. But God pursued him and rescued him and used him in spite of his rebellion. I remind myself of David, who God blessed in amazing ways, was with him and gave him power and blessings and set him on the throne of Israel. And yet, after all of that, he committed adultery and murder. And God sent Nathan the prophet to him to say, "Thou art the man that has destroyed your testimony before lots of people and embarrassed the cause for which you are called." And David immediately realized it was true, and he fell on his face and sought forgiveness, and God gave him forgiveness and restored his fellowship. But he spent the rest of his life dealing with the consequences in many ways for the terrible sins that he had committed. I remind myself of the woman at the well that Jesus found in Jacob's well in Samaria. She had been married to numerous people and was presently living at the time with someone that was not her husband. And Jesus confronted her with who he was and what she had done, and forgave her and used her to bring hundreds to him afterwards. Like the story of Jeremiah's potter with the clay in his hand. The vessel in the potter's hand was marred and damaged beyond usefulness. But God said, "You're like clay in the potter's hand, and I can take you and remake you into a vessel of usefulness." Not the same vessel that you would have been, maybe, but usefulness. This is a story of how you can be broken, battered, and useless, and yet God can remake you and use you. What an example of God's grace and power. You know, he's got no one to work with but sinners, and I'm one of the worst. And I've been lots of places I'm not proud of, but today the Lord is using me, and I'm happy to be a part of trying to reach souls for Christ. God's given me a wonderful wife, I have wonderful children, grandchildren, parents, and ministry. Thank you for listening. May God use this testimony to help many.